In 1993, I wasn't a big casino guy. I wasn't a big drinking guy or a gambling guy. I was pretty much a square. For my birthday in 1993, I turned 21 years of age. That's the year that you usually go bar hopping, you get your first legal drink. It's okay to kind of do what you want. You're an official adult, an official adult, rather than just being the official adult when you turn 18. Myself, I didn't do anything like that. I wound up going to different locations to participate in the Superstar Fox weekend competition. I did finish first in 2 locations, won 1 flight jacket from Nintendo that I wore quite literally until it disintegrated, so I don't have the jacket anymore. I don't have the shirts anymore. I certainly wore those out, but it was a great time, but it does make me kind of a square. I mean, that's how I spent my 21st birthday. But I mentioned I didn't go to casinos, and I really didn't have any interest in going to casinos or even in gambling when I was 21. It wasn't until I played this game right here, Vegas Stakes for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, that I developed some kind of interest in gambling. An interest now that while I don't gamble, I love going to casinos. If you've ever been to a casino, all of the different lights and sounds and the atmosphere is a lot to take in. And for someone like me whose attention is distracted pretty easily, it is the coolest place to go because there is so much stuff to look at. I am a big slot machine person. When I do go, I don't spend a ton of money, maybe $20 a trip. But I love checking out all the different slot machine variations that there are. There's a Seinfeld slot machine now, if you can believe that. Walking Dead, Titanic, Ghostbusters, The Simpsons. The list goes on and on. In fact, one of the ways that I kind of distract myself if I need a break from things is I have slot machine games on my phone where you don't win real money per se. It is just the same as going to a casino and playing the slot machines, except when you hit it big, you don't win any real money. But this was my first experience with casinos, really, and it wasn't until years later when there were casinos built closer to where I live that I started to have some interest. In fact, MGM just opened a casino in the city right next to me, Springfield, Mass. Just went and checked it out today. It is pretty cool, and I must say, having a casino in my backyard versus a casino that I have to drive an hour and a half to get to in southeastern Connecticut is certainly a plus. So today, we are going to open this still sealed copy of Vegas Stakes on Unsealed. This is a copy that still has the hanging tab in the back. It still is sealed, has the plastic on it, and unlike the last time when we tried to open a Super Nintendo game on Unsealed, this one was packaged much better. There isn't any denting damage, and hopefully the cartridge isn't cracked as well. Vegas Stakes was a game that was developed by HAL Laboratories and published by Nintendo for the SNES in April of 1993. So it came out right around my birthday. Unfortunately, I had no interest in it because I was gunning so hard on Star Fox at the time. So we're going to go ahead and read the back here. I just wanted to show you the back real quick. So it says here, it says, risk it all in live casino action. Check into your favorite hotel, meet up with friends in the lobby, and you're ready to go. Place your bets, blackjack, slots, roulette, craps, and 7-card stud poker promise fame and fortune. Parlay your stakes into a serious bankroll and shoot for the $10 million goal. Your companion will give you odds, advice, and rules, so even beginners can master these realistic casino games. Put your money on the line and trust Lady Luck. It's an all-or-nothing ride to Vegas. So you get 5 different casino games to play on this cartridge. There's a battery backup. Of course, I don't know whether the battery is going to work on this particular version. And you can play either alone or with up to 3 friends. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open this on camera, and we're going to talk a little bit about my experience with the game. And because I don't want this to take too long this time, I do have scissors along to try and help us out with getting this open. Because I've had a couple of takes here where I haven't been able to get this open, and I certainly don't want to waste 10 minutes of time trying to open this on camera. So we're going to try and get this open here. And in the meantime, in terms of casino gambling, as I said, I don't do very much, but when I do go, it is really cool to just kind of get dressed up, do some people watching, see who's there, and every so often I do walk away with a little bit of extra money in my pocket. So here we go. We're going to start with the back, and we're going to open this up just like that. So there is the wrapping now all off of there. Still hard to believe this is a 25-year-old game. When we open up the case, and we'll go ahead and do this on camera, we take this out. I think this is a repackage, but we'll see. So there is the game on the familiar gray cartridge. We also have the Super Nintendo warranty. We have an ad for Nintendo Power, which no longer exists, unfortunately. And we do have a manual. The manual's still in the box here. There we go. Let's see if there's anything else. Nope. So, again, here's the cartridge itself. I don't know whether the battery works or not. We'll find out. We're going to keep that in the wrapping for just a little while. And here is the manual itself. Not a very snazzy manual, at least on the outside, showing just a basic artwork. It is a manual that is only 20 pages long. It is in color, giving you such information as the controller layout and also explaining the different games. Like here's the explanation for slots here. One of the interesting things about this game, if you haven't played it before, is I believe, if I remember right, when you're playing this, you can also have different events that can happen to you as you're on the casino floor. People will run into you, ask you for money, or make a mention that they have things to sell, or they bump into you and your wallet might be gone. So these are all completely by chance, and they can either greatly increase your money or greatly decrease your bankroll depending on what happens. I'm trying to see whether the manual actually talks about this, and it really doesn't. But it does have an interesting story here. It says here, take a trip with 4 of your best friends to Las Vegas and attempt to break the bank. Your reservations have been made. You'll be staying at the fabulous Golden Paradise Hotel and Casino, where you'll become a high roller, and you'll receive an invitation for a complimentary stay at the legendary Laurel Palace. You'll experience all of the excitement of the Las Vegas scene as you check out 5 different casinos. Each of the casinos has its own different theme, by the way. If I remember right, one of them has this really futuristic theme. I think there's 2020 in the title, if I remember. I thought that was pretty cool. You also have a friend or companion that you can call if you have questions about how to play or about how odds work, which is really cool if you're not too sure how the games work out and you need an explanation. And again, in order to win the game, you have to accumulate $10 million, and that will take you quite some time. There is a battery backup, like I said. You start with $1,000, by the way, so you got to turn 1,000 into 10 million. That's going to take you just a little bit of time. So you get slots, you get blackjack, which is my favorite game. Roulette, which I have a difficult time understanding. Craps, which is even more difficult to understand, even though I've seen The Wizard a million times, and Haley sure knows her craps, but I don't. In fact, the craps explanation, which is here, that spans 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. And then poker, which is another one of my favorite games. It's 7-card stud. It's not Texas Hold'em, but that has 3 pages worth of information as well. It's a fun game to play. There's not a lot of action involved, but it's something if you want to just kind of kick back and relax for an evening, maybe play for an hour before you're ready to settle into bed. This is a really fun game to play. Much like an RPG, there's some action here and there, and I put action loosely because you're just tapping buttons. But to me, I think it's a lot of fun to play. And from here, really, my interest in casinos grew, especially once I started going to them when they were more local to where I am. I don't play a lot of table games. Again, slot machines are really my thing, but I have played poker before, and it's just being live at a casino is a lot of fun, and you certainly don't have people trying to steal your money or trying to give you money, but still, just the experience of being in a casino, staying in a hotel, it's all ritzy, it's all snazzy. That's the kind of experience that you get here. This would later be turned into a Game Boy game, which lost a few of the features, but was certainly playable enough to be able to take on the road with you. So I believe, if I remember right, this is actually kind of like a pseudo-sequel to Vegas Dream for the NES, which is another good game. Pat of the NES Punk actually covered it and several other casino games in an early episode that he filmed, and I believe he filmed some of it in Vegas. So that was pretty cool. So that is a look back at Vegas Stakes, which I now have open, and I have a complete copy, so I can go ahead and play it at my leisure. Whether I play that or whether I go to MGM, well, that remains to be seen, but I certainly won't be doing any of that until after Retro World Expo next week. I can't believe we're just a week away from that show. So, have you ever played Vegas Stakes? I'd love to hear from you if you have, or any other casino game for that matter. Do you find that they have any value, or would you rather just go and play at a real casino with real money on the line? Go ahead and feel free to leave comments below. Let me know what you think. The next few episodes of Unsealed, we are going back to the sports realm. I do have some games that I want to open up in advance of the NFL football season, which begins this coming Thursday, but we will get to those as we go. As always, thanks for watching Unsealed, everybody. I really do appreciate it, and until the next time, see you later.